Assalamu alaikum. This is Joshua Salaam on Deen TV, always on, always live. And if you wonder why I'm smiling real big right now, it's because there's some smiling energy coming from the brother next to me, who is the one and only brother Mo Amer, also known as Mo Amer. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Happy to be here on Deen TV with you, Joshua. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. What are we talking about?
Is it really always a pleasure?
It is always a pleasure.
Or is that just Hollywood talk?
No, there's no Hollywood talk. Come on, we're Muslims. We're out of Hollywood right now.
My uncle taught me to get away with a lot too, man. He told me something interesting. He goes, if you ever get pulled over by a police officer, just speak Arabic to him, you confuse him, he'll let you go. Cop pulls me over in Houston, I decided to try it. Now skirts of Houston. Cop comes up to me, he taps on my window, he's sitting there. Roll down the window, boy! Can I see your license proof of insurance, please? حبيبي أنا سويت لك إشي عن جد بالصراحة أنا عم بسوق السيارة رايح أصلي لي كم من ركعة بالمسجد يا زلمة حتروح علي صلاة المغرب عيب عليك.
So we want to get to know you a little bit in this interview. So we're gonna start out by saying, how did you start to become a comic, and how long have you been doing it?
Oh man, I've been doing stand-up comedy more than half my life. I started when I was 14, so 17 years. Professionally, it's 15 years. The first time I got paid.
I didn't know that. You started as a comedian at the age of 14?
Yes, I did. It was right after my father passed away, actually, and I was skipping school all the time. I didn't really pay attention to anything. I was just kind of, trying to grow up as a teenager, juggling all these emotions and stuff. So I stopped going to school, stopped doing my thing. I was really upset, and I didn't know how to deal with my emotions at that time. So I had a phenomenal teacher, 9th grade English teacher, Miss Broderick. What's up?
Shout out to Miss Broderick.
Shout out
Look
to
what
Broderick.
You did. Look, you giving her any kickback?
No kickback. My mom gets all the kickback.
Mashallah.
So yeah, she basically pierced my heart. I mean, she came up to me one day and said, how would your father feel if you didn't graduate? And it pierced my heart. I was like, obviously, you'd be devastated. It'd be horrible. I mean, I come from a family of academics. Essentially, I mean, everybody has, engineering degrees, law degrees, mashallah, PhDs, and what am I gonna do? Be a dropout? How horrible. So she said, I know you want to be a stand-up comedian. You always vocalize about being a comedian. So I tell you what, I'll make you a deal. You go up right now in front of the class and recite a monologue from Shakespeare, and I'll give you the same grade as you had in the fall semester, and you have to be present all the time in school, all the time, unless you have a really valid excuse. Plus, I'll let you do stand-up in class every Friday.
For real. She gave you a platform in the classroom.
Not only that, I went and wrote. I was so excited. I started writing like crazy, and I had these ideas, and I was obviously terrified. So I went and I do the thing. It was great. And then she took me to theater arts department. She she escorted me there, talked to Miss Kreisner, who was a theater arts teacher at the time there at Hastings High School, and she got me into theater arts. Next thing you know, I'm a thespian and part of that society, and it was just an amazing experience. And next thing you know, I'm doing lead plays in high school, and it was just a transformative experience. And I knew right away, immediately, when I first took the stage, I guess you could say, in front of my class, I knew immediately this is what I wanted to do. So I tried to get my mom to take me and stuff. We tried to imagine taking your mom, Muslim, Palestinian, Arab, like, hey, can you take me to the comedy club? Take her to the club to do what? She didn't know what was happening. So that gave me the bug, man. I graduated high school at 17 years old. I walked into the Laugh Stop in Houston, Texas, and did the funniest person contest. But I did get the finals the second year. I got 4th place, and I was a 19-year-old kid and already touring. So I was just like, that's it. I fulfilled. I was very happy to make the finals, and I just wanted to move on. Winning Houston's funniest person contest was just practice for me and an experience for me. So I enjoyed that. Then I moved on, and then just the way it works. You start off at any company. You start off on the ground floor, and you build yourself up. And I was very fortunate to have a mentor by the name of Danny Martinez, who owned the Comedy Showcase for almost actually 30 years in Houston. And he's mentored a lot of professional stand-up comedians that have gone on to have really tremendous careers. And he told me, walked up to me when I was 17, he said, look, you listen to what I'm going to have to say, you're going to be very successful. But you have to listen. If you don't listen, I'm not going to waste my time with you.
Sounds like you had a lot of good mentors. And I noticed it's a good interview, because normally when I do an interview, I keep pulling the mic back. But my arm's getting tired. I got to switch arms on the brother. So I didn't actually know all of them. I had no idea that you started at 14. But can you tell me a little bit? So you told us the overall, but tell me about that first Friday. Because obviously, I guess you weren't a class clown, but you were just kind of the funny guy in high school.
I was, I guess you could classify it as a class clown. I was definitely what the teachers would call a troublemaker in class. I think they just didn't know how to deal with my personality. I think say like 95% of the teachers didn't know how to handle. I don't think they know how to handle students properly, period. They just want to stick to a particular, system and this and that. Sometimes you gotta think outside the box, and you can handle kids a specific way. So I ended up doing stand-up the rest of my high school career. I literally I remember my Spanish teacher, she took me out of other classes, which sounds absolutely absurd. I get it. I got to skip class to basically do 3 other classes, stand up in her 3 other classes. And if I incorporated Spanish into my stand-up, because it was a Spanish class, Señorita Ferreira, I don't know where you are, but what's up?
You mean you were getting called into like the teacher's house? Where's that Muhammad boy at? Oh, he's in math. Call him on here. Call him. Principal Lewis, come and watch him. You gotta see me.
I literally would pile up bookings essentially. I mean, I did it throughout. I did it in science, which was probably my worst set. And then Spanish was great. I would just do these Chris Farley impersonations, and I would improv as Chris Farley. And that's the way I did it for a few of the times, and I just played with that a lot.
And this is all before the teacher made that deal with you? You were doing all of this before?
No, the teacher made the deal in 9th grade, and then it caught fire from then on. She actually told other teachers. I would bring it up to other teachers, knowing that it was successful with Miss Broderick. I'd bring it up. And I mean, one time in English class senior year, I remember I talked because I was doing so many plays and things like that, and I'm a really persuasive person. Everybody else in the class had to write a very important paper, so like that's it. It's like one of the main grades aside from the final exams, and I was able to talk her into just
wait, before you say anything, have we mentioned the high school name yet?
Yeah, I did. It doesn't matter.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure we don't get any. This is a long time ago. Maybe they're retired.
Yeah, they're retired. No, Miss Brooks is super cool.
Because there's some teachers out there sit like that.
Yeah, exactly. I told her not to. No, she did. She actually. So what she did, she allowed me, instead of writing the paper, a very important paper about Macbeth. I said, why don't I perform a live scene of Macbeth instead of writing the whole thing? And then a dear friend of mine, Jennifer Hubbard, who I still keep in contact with today, she always took notes, amazing notes. So I would always get her notes, for studying, whatever. She'd always help me out. And so I got her on the deal, and we both got an A, and we literally put it together within a matter of like 20 minutes. Went to the theater arts department. I got some like gladiator vest or something like that. It was a total con move, I think. I really think so. I just totally got away with it, and Jennifer and I got to do a scene out of Macbeth, and we both got A pluses. It's so ridiculous.
So it sounds like the turning point in your life was around 14.
Yeah.
The message here is you never know how much impact you can have in somebody's life. There's one teacher that said one thing to this guy that made him turn right and go straight from dropping out of high school to graduating high school with A's in a fun way that really engaged him, kept him in school, and then to go on now, he's traveling to Australia. What country have you not been to, man?
About 130 countries. I think it's 180 countries total, but I last I counted, I think it was 30.
That you have not been to?
I have been to. I've been to about 30 countries.
And give me a few of them. Name a few.
I'll name the obscure ones. Kazakhstan, Japan, South Korea.
Stop. You're set in Kazakhstan.
I did, yeah.
How do you make people in Kazakhstan laugh?
You don't. You don't make people in Kazakhstan laugh. Found that out immediately as I hit the stage. No, it was just, you know, it was part of a large conference, and they had an artist retreat there, and they invited me to perform there. It was it was good. It was really good. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't what I'm used to as far as a comedic, having an audience there that's used to stand-up comedy. But it was definitely an amazing experience, and something that I could just keep in the back there and just get to reflect on from time to time. Don't go to Kazakhstan for the food. Beautiful country, but the food I'll pass on.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Become a vegetarian if you ever go to Kazakhstan.
Okay. If you go to Kazakhstan,
yeah.
you go for the beautiful scenery of the country.
Yeah, and the people.
And the people are wonderful people. Wonderful people. I have 2 more questions for you.
Go ahead.
I want to know where people can go and hear you and learn about you. You know, websites, Facebook. Tell people where they can get you in case they don't know where to get you already.
Of course.
And then after you answer that, I want to know what's the next big thing coming. What should we be looking forward to from Muhammad Amer?
Okay. Well, you can reach out. My website is very easy. It's funnyarab.com. Just make it very simple for everybody. My Twitter is there. My Facebook is there. All the social media outlets are there. You can reach out there. Go to the website. I encourage you to do so. Check out my future dates. Also, what was the other question?
The other question, what's next? What's the next big thing?
Man, I am working on my stand-up special. I'm looking to film that in DC, inshallah.
Like a movie?
No, my own stand-up comedy special.
Oh, okay.
And I may have a movie up my sleeve at some point, yeah.
MashaAllah, I see nothing but hair now, but soon there'll be a movie there.
Yeah, inshallah. Legally Homeless is the title of my special, basically chronicling and talking about the immigration process and me traveling as a refugee doing stand-up comedy all over the world and getting interrogated in multiple countries.
All right. Yeah. So you haven't seen him here first, of course, but you saw him here again on Deen TV. This is Joshua Salaam with the one and only funnyarab.com, Muhammad Amer. We are always on
the mic.
See, the way it goes is always on, always live. But I like the freestyle.
Always live. You didn't tell me that.
That's okay. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna do it again. We are always on
and always live.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Deen TV.
Wa alaikum assalam.